Hi everyone. Very good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. So I'm Risha Khan and I'm your host for today's webinar and I'm joining all the way from Bangalore, India. Would love to know where are you tuning in from. Let me also quickly drop introduction on the chat here. Hey, hi Pijesh. I also see you. Good evening.
Yeah, dear. Good evening. Sorry, I just got out of the client meeting, so little late. Yeah.
No worries. We have started the session. I see almost 200 plus folks have already joined us. So that is pretty quick. Okay, awesome. I will start the session. Let me just also drop in my introduction on the chat here as well. I see a lot of you folks have already started sharing your introductions. So I'm Rasha Khan and I'm your host. I'm joining from all the way from Bangalore, India. We are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. And let me also quickly, check out the introductions there as well. Meanwhile, please keep the amazing introductions coming in. As this is a global webinar, you'll be seeing a lot of folks joining from different parts of the world. So it makes it very interesting, and it's always good to network, right? Before we start these events. So yeah, please do introduce yourself. Please do mention your name because sometimes it's really difficult to make out your name from your email IDs. Awesome. Meanwhile, you are giving your amazing introductions on the chat there. I see a lot of folks are joining us on the YouTube live as well, and I see introductions coming in there as well. Awesome. Keep the introductions coming in. Meanwhile, let me just quickly take you through the few good ground rules we have here for the session. So this program is powered by Simplilearn, world's #1 online bootcamp. We have been the digital skills training space for more than a decade now, and we are very proud that we have transformed lives by empowering people via these digital skills. And today, the skill we'll be talking about is the data scientist and the data analyst career skill. So yeah. And quickly talking about the ground rules. So these ground rules are very quick and easy. I'll just quickly take you through them. And basically, this is just to make sure that you have an amazing experience during the session. So in case you have any questions for our speaker, you can put down your questions in the Q&A box. And the session is being recorded in case you miss anything, in case you want to go through the recording of the session once again. So you can expect a follow-up email from us with the recording link to view. Also, to request approve of attendance. So we also give webinar certificate for attending this webinar. So in case, if you want the basically webinar certificate, you have to first of all stay till the end because the post webinar survey happens. This session is 60 minutes long. And when basically it ends, you will see the post webinar survey, which will pop up with the basically question for asking your full name. So please make sure to do that. And I'll share about these ground rules during the chat throughout the session as well. In case you have any questions, feel free to throw them. Okay, I see someone saying that the voice is low. Okay, let's just do a quick, mic check also. So let me know if my voice is audible and clear to you. Just let me know by saying yes or no. Okay, fine, guys. So yeah, so and the certificate of participation is going to basically look like this, and it will be basically certified to your name, which we will need, as I mentioned, through the pop-up survey. And also, this will be for attending the webinar. Today's topic will be covering data scientist versus data analyst, and how we can break down the roles through the expert we already have who have joined us here. And this will be accredited by Simplilearn. Now, what exactly is the use of the certificate? So you are attending a very interesting webinar, right? With an amazing expert who has, such an amazing experience, and with his expertise, he'll be taking you through, this career breakdown of data scientist versus data analyst. So you basically are staying up to trend, something you're interested about. So please go and share it in a network. Tag us Simplilearn handle. We will give you a shout out as well. And also feel free to tag our expert Tejas, as well. So Tejas, maybe you can share your LinkedIn profile in the end for them to basically find you
Yes.
and follow you there as well. So feel free to do that. And also, a lot of folks are already sharing it. So you can also take screenshots, screen recordings of the sessions and share your insights, what you've learned through the session with your network. You can see one of the attendees, among many have already shared. And, they are getting a lot of attention from the network. They're connecting with a lot of new people, as you can see that. So it's a good way to network and connect as well. And you can also use the hashtag simply grow. So through that, we'll be able to track you as well to give you the shout out. So yeah, please do that. I'll share the details on the chat later on. You can save that, read those details as well. Let's quickly go through the agenda of today's session. So agenda of today's session is first and the most important about you. So getting to know a little bit about you, how we can help you out in your career better. And the second agenda of today's session is the career masterclass topic, data scientist versus data analyst, how you can break down the roles. And for that, we have something interesting lined up for you for that. And we are open to questions as well. You can put it in the Q&A box as mentioned. And then followed by that, we'll be covering the program preview, the data scientist master's program. And we do have other options of programs. We'll share that with you as well in case you're interested in those as well. So, and then based on the interest you share towards enrollment into the program towards the end. So based on that, we'll be taking you through the enrollment steps and also the Q&A part. So Q&A again is for folks who have any questions about the program or the topic we are covering today. So feel free to stick to that. That will be really helpful. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that we'll be getting to know a little bit about you before we start the session. So let's start with a quick poll here. As I mentioned that we have a lot of folks, joining us globally, and it makes it more interesting. Usually people who join us have different set of experiences as well. So let me just quickly launch this poll and get to know from you how many years of experience do you currently have. You can select the option which is more suitable to you. And folks who have joined us live on our YouTube channel, you can let us know on the YouTube chat box, how many years of experience do you currently have. Awesome, awesome. Folks who are also responding on the chat, it's okay, you can respond there as well. But yeah, I see a lot of folks still are joining in, and there is a really high attendance today. And as you can see, the chat volume is really high as well. So that is why if the questions go to the Q&A box, Tejas will be actively looking into the Q&A box to address your query. So that will be really helpful. We might miss your questions in the chat box, and we wouldn't want that. We would love to address all your queries. Okay, last 10 seconds for the poll here. How many years of experience do you currently have? Quickly, I think a lot of you have already voted, but last 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me end the poll and also share the results with you and our expert here as well. So let's see, 54% of you have joined us have less than 2 years of experience, and 16% of you have 2 to 5 years. 14% of you have 5 to 10 years, and 16% of you have more than 10 years. Interesting. I think a lot of experienced folks have joined us. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now moving on to our speaker introduction here. Tejas Sibrasubramani. Tejas would like to welcome you and a very good evening once again. And thank you so much for joining us for this career masterclass.
Yes.
I can tell we have an interesting session lined up, because you are taking it up. And I'm pretty sure that, folks are going to get some help out of this in terms of their career through the session. So just let me just quickly introduce you as well to the folks here. So
Yep.
Tejas here is a grandmaster in AI, big data, data science, and has led 3765 member global team on smart city and military projects. He is an expert in cloud technologies with extensive experience in AWS, Azure, GCP, and he has over a decade of teaching and mentoring experience in advanced tech, has served over 150 plus global clients, including top tech firms. He's skilled in satellite communications, advanced AI and vision intelligence, and he's also a former associate vice president at Advancing AI Surveillance and Big Data Analytics. So, Tejas, I'm pretty sure the slide does not cover the amount of experience you have. I can vouch for that. We would
Mm,
love to know from you as well, your introduction for the.
Yes. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Tejas Shivasubramani. So, one thing on this is I also have the highest data science certification, that is Principal Data Science from North America Council. So, I'm honored to be here, and also we would be discussing a lot of insights which will give a lot of clarity on what course, what is the difference between them, as well as which one you should choose. So, yes.
Sure. Thank you so much, Tejas, once again. And welcome once again. Moving on to our career masterclass topic to start with, data scientist versus data analyst. We'll be breaking down the roles. We'll be doing a comparison of them.
Yes.
Starting with the roles and the responsibilities.
Yes. So over here, The primary idea that everybody has is what is this data analyst and data scientist? Now, the data analyst focuses on examining the data to identify the trends and assist in decision making. So these are the primary analyst positions. They analyze it as well as they give on a core on to how to analyze my data and make some insights out of it. But then the data scientist, right? These guys focus on a little more depth than the data analyst. So whatever you learn in data analyst, consider a 50% more on focusing not only extracting the insights, but also focusing on from which source and how the pre-processing should be done, how building some complex models or machine learning models would be there, how can I solve complex problems. Now, in irony, the data analyst is analyzing a lot of day-to-day files, day-to-day reports. You got the point? So over here, the first and foremost that we have is in the data analyst. The data analyst gathers data from various sources, Excel files, the reviews, the customer feedbacks, the even the client's feedbacks. How do we analyze it? How do we try to get some insights out of it? But the data scientists, right, they are more into collecting a large complex data sets and preparing on that so that they can not only build some models on that, they can build from the unstructured data, try to solve some complex problems and all those things. While in the data processing, right, your data analysts normally get already the clean format because these are some of the data that are automated from the data scientist itself. But the data scientist, in the process of data processing, they manage the data architectures as well as the storage efficiency, meaning they build something called as the data pipelines or the Python or R or PySpark scripts. So here, like I tell you, it's all about the data analysis and the data visualization of an analyst that do a smaller but rigorous, regular uh, data in Excel files and all those things. While the data scientist is always into trying to find some industry complex logic and trying to build an entire solution towards it. And when it comes to data visualization, both of them have equal complexities. Both of them do something called as a part of business intelligence tools like Power BI, Tableau, but the data scientist not only follows the business intelligence tools, he also might generate the raw visualizations using the Jupyter notebooks and all itself. Because here we have programming complexities more, right? So it is always the choose between, the data analyst, what kind of work I would want to do in the end of the day, how much complexity, and what kind of work I want to do with the data scientist that is more complex solutions. Now, when we come to recommendation, right, it always deals on recommendation or collaboration. So here, what is the end goal of them? So basically, data analysts are couple of them analyzing the usual data coming in from the industry domain. Say, for example, if you are from an e-commerce, you're from a logistic company, you're from a financial company, you always have day-to-day data generating. And how do we analyze that and give some uh, event driven solution, right? So morning meeting happens, afternoon they analyze, they have some client calls, they show some projections. Now these are the typical job of the data analyst. But then the data scientist, these go into a little more building a solution towards it. The requirement would come from the client side. Hey, you know what, I have so much of data coming in, I think I need a recommendation system. I have so much kind of data coming in. I think I would like to get some insights and build some kind of machine learning or AI models around it. So how would you help me? So data scientist works like that, and the data analyst works in the actionable insights, right? So yes, dear. Next slide. Uh, So here, how can we conclude now? Who is a data analyst? Now, for people looking into, say, I would not, I'm not a very good coder, but I have more analytical brain. I'm not so much into the R&D work, but I want to be in that business management side. Then analyst, data analyst is for you. These are the professions who collect, process, and perform the statistical analysis on a large data sets to identify the trends, develop the charts, create visualizations, presentation to help the business make data-driven decisions. So these are the analyst positions, like just a pseudo MBA. They are all data driven and they use the data analysis skills to drive the data driven decisions. Whereas, next slide, yeah. Yeah. The data scientist, like I tell you, is more of who are, okay, I am good in Python programming. I would like to build machine learning models. I have been in engineering, or I have been in an programming environment. I think I can tackle the program. I do understand the programming language is logics and syntax. Now I can use the logics and I can bring some programming syntax and analyze complex data and develop some algorithms. Now, if your future and your motto or your confidence is in that level, then you can go towards the data scientist. Now, the data scientist solves business problems. The problems or the scenarios come in from the clients or the stakeholders telling, hey, these are the data we're coming in. Can we do something with it? Can we analyze it? Can we build up a model? Can we build an AI solution out of it? So for all of the end product, the data scientists are the one that handle the real life statistical solutions and sorry, complex data solutions, and then using statistical techniques as well as machine learning. Yes, yeah. Next, so what are some key skills? Right now, we are getting our hands dirty into, hey, so what are the key skills I should know? Right now, I would have a basic thumb rule for you. Right now, understand the key point. If you're a good coder, you want to handle little bit complex solutions. I told you, data scientist. But if your motto is into, hey, no, I think I'm an MBA guy. I'm very fast. I'm street smart. I'm like the wolf of Wall Street. I like analysis, the data, and I need to give actionable insights. Then data analysis is for you. Some of the programming would have over here is the SQL, because the databases contains a lot of files. Data warehouses contains a lot of files, and all these are the SQL. Okay, and then your Excel. So basic Exceling, most of your files, your reports every day. Do you realize that 98% of the files in every domain around the world, they handle now Excel files, some kind of Excel files, right? For your daily reports, even you believe me or not, uh, my electrician, he had some issue with our house wires. He comes in and he starts filling the Excel forms. He's saying, hey, your house is done. I have next couple of houses. So I'm doing a reports on this, right? Everybody use Excel. And it was very fascinating to see that he was writing an score small visualization on the Excel saying, hey, his scores and ratings are this high. There are no complaints. I have a 4.9 star. See, look at this, boss. And I was like, hey, you're digitally transformed, right? So right from the basic to everywhere now, they use Excel and a kind of visualization tool like Power BI, or the thing called Tableau, right? So these are the two things main important along with your Python and R. The programming language is required in data analysis, but not intensively as you would have in data scientist, right? And then when it comes to statistics, your data analysis has only the primary level of statistics. So you might ask, hey, where did statistics come in all this, right? So statistics starts off with the data being inferential or descriptive statistics, meaning what is the mean, maximum mode, what is the distribution of the data like, what is the variation like, is it a continuous or is it a broken down data, So lot of this statistic subjects involves both in data analysis and data science, but in data analysis it has a intermediate level statistics, while in data scientist you go for advanced statistics such as um, ANOVA test, the T test, all those things to see, hey, is my distribution of data going in linear or in which way or non-distribution way, so that I can handle my future prediction. So there, what you will have is, while designing the machine learning algorithms, you need some advanced statistics to figure out, and it will give you as a guidance, because there will be a lot of machine learning models. Because of this advanced statistics, you will know that which machine learning model can I actually use with a small like compass guidance, that is the statistic subjects, right? So these are the statistical. And then coming to your tools, when I say tools, these are the beautiful visualizations, beautiful insights making, that is the data visualization tool, or these are also called as business intelligence. Now, data analysis and data science, but you might have heard of this role also, business intelligence, right? So business intelligence focus only on the visualization tool. So here what we have is the business intelligence tools. How do we report? How do I give a beautiful dashboard? How do I infer some meaningful dashboards over here, so that when they are having some meetings related to one related, say, event or something, the entire data changes. Now, in terms of data scientists, they do have data visualization tools also, but then they are capable to handle big data solutions. So, in data analyst, they will only do the Excel files or the CSV files up till a limit, right? But in the data scientist, they launch clusters of data, terabytes of data, right? Uh, Petabytes of data. If it's a very big company, they even launch petabytes of data, right? I use like up till a few terabytes of data in our Honeywell as well as the Microsoft. But then the big data technology allows us for something called as distributed processing. So data scientist not only has machine learning capabilities, but also data scientists will have to a little bit master and learn on the big data, that is distributed processing, so that I can handle a huge amount of data and all. And then when it comes to communication and business acumen, in a data analysis, you can also do it for non-technical stakeholders. You analyze some insights and you explain that to your stakeholders. You analyze certain things and you tell, hey, stakeholders, like our reports are going something like this. I think we should go and do something like this. So based on the reports, we have to do like this. So these are the things that we had to do, right? So those are one thing. Then one more thing is, let me just show you a small example also over here. What do I mean by that? And then coming to the data scientist, right, in the accumulation and communication and business acumen, here they go on to a series of discussion. They build an entire platform solution, meaning it is not just one solution at one time, but it is a series of connecting bigger solutions that you build. That is what is called as the complex models and the uh, prediction, early prediction, and all those things. So one of the things I'll just show here, I just opened up something. So here we can see that the workload distribution or something, these are all done by that business intelligence tool.
So,
For example, oh,
Tejas, are you
oh, okay,
sharing
okay.
something?
Oh, you were
Yeah,
okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes.
I'll
Huh.
stop you.
Yes,
Go
just
ahead.
1 minute I will share. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Uh, so here everybody can see the screen, right? So just a 1 minute of this. So here what happens, you can see this is the both the data analysis use it even more. The data scientists also use it to build or further the complex systems. So here you see, whenever the data and the series is there, if I select just one domain, the entire data and the flow curves it out, right? So this is what is the basic hierarchy of a business analyst. And then these are the basis of your data scientist. Once you can infer the data set really well, for example, I am interested in tier 1 issues. When I go on tier 1 issues, I can see what all team leaders and what all their average handle task and all those things. One second. Average task and their things, every readings and the graphs automatically change. And for example, if I go on, okay, I don't want not only tire, I want the team leader JM, right? So when I click this, only the JM's value entire changes. Now this all happened from just one data set, right? And then from one small data set, these many visualizations I can go. I can even go on with, okay, maybe I need a tire vinyl as well as I am focused on RS. And then every values change of this. So the data analysis, you can see various shades and various angles of what is happening, right? So let me just stop staring and Yadia, you can share the screen, the slides.
Sure.
So those are the key skills on that. The data analysis, just remember the thumb rule. The more you're confident in a little bit of coding and establishment into machine learning, AI, it helps. Data analysis more into a business kind of role, a business management, a business analyst, right? So that is there. Next one. Yeah. And also, yes. Now, while coming to one more thing, what is the demand of both of this, right? Let me tell you, you are in a lucky and most, crucial phase of the century that the data analysts and the data scientists are among the top three roles and top three, uh, the job roles and requirements there. Now, in a data analyst, it is required in every industry. Maybe I had a friend who was very interested in automobile industry, but he was into computer science. Now he's living his dream. He has switched between Tata company and he's in Italy right now near Ferrari company, and he's doing all the data analysis work. And it's kind of pretty cool to know his story, right? Now, when it comes to data scientist, the same thing. Uh, Even me or some of my friends, they were interested in more coding, building some machine learning models, while my friend who's an Italian Ferrari was more into a business kind of guy. So you have to identify what kind of mind you have, and some might be very interested in coding, some might be very interested in the business aspect. So these are the two roles, and across the industry, they are very high right now. The data science, especially machine learning, big data, artificial intelligence, neural networks, everywhere data scientist is required. Right? So the data scientist, one more thing is you get to wear a lot of caps. For one project, you wear only the data scientist cap, only analyzing the data and all. The next hour, you are in an AI project because you handle four projects. One of the project will be in AI. You wear a different cap. You log into the um, client's call and you talk about AI. And during afternoon, you might again switch back to a machine learning program. So trying to analyze all this. So in data science, when you want that pure zeal of those R&D and building something, that is the one for you. In terms of growth aspect, your data analysis has continuous aspects in operations, in analysis, sales, in product, in innovation, in R&D. All these phases have the same things. And then some of the things, the tools that we said, we already seen in the skills, and it will come up. For example, data analysis, Excel, R, programming, and then Power BI. So those are the tools. But tools is one aspect. The techniques of the approaching the data sets, the techniques of approaching those tools. The industry leaders like me and also my fellow colleagues, they will teach you the inner secrets of analyzing it and doing it as a data set. And if the tools are into the data science, your analyzing of the data, your pre-processing, your feature engineering, your feature selection, your reporting, your visualization, your model building, your machine learning or your AI algorithms building, or even certain neural networks building. So all these are the tools that we would cover in the individual course curriculum. And then, like I tell you, these are all the tools and services, but industry leaders like us would come and tell you how to handle real life programs and all. So here, one more thing is in the technology advancement, data analysis needs to adapt to newer tools and technology, meaning the basic foundation and the secrets of handling the data would be the same. Excel would be the same, Power BI would be the same, but then there would be a new dashboard. For example, the company you are working would have a small uh, insight into, hey, we have built our own visualization tool, we have built our own customer relationship model, you have to get trained on that. So here data analysis, like in every business company, certain new better tool comes up which you can very quickly adapt to it. The recent one was Power BI, and Tableau was almost $1,000 a year. But now they have reduced the price because more people started using it. In fact, your Power BI desktop is very free to use. You don't even have to pay anything, right? Your Gen AI asking some questions to it or something, your ChatGPT, those are also free, right? So we need to adapt to certain newer technologies and those things. Data scientist, it's always continuous innovation. For example, 2 years back, we never knew certain algorithms or certain transformer models which we use in ChatGPT and all, or certain techniques in recommendations which was not very refined. But now we have those algorithms in handy, and that helps us drive better complex solutions actually, right? And also industry adaptation. Data analysis is more everywhere. When it comes to data scientists, it is more in tech heavy industries. So, like I told you, data analysis is everywhere, data scientist is more over here. And also, if you're looking for a little bit into, hey, my primary motive is maybe I would do the data scientist in quite some time, but my job placements is my issue. I want to get placed faster. Then you have much better choices in data analysis as a beginner, and then later you would improve upon it and then go on escalating yourself to a data scientist. That also works, and that is actually the trend now too, right? And then one more thing is your role evolution and future outlook. In data analysis, like I tell you, for example, Power BI now has an internal visualization like Copilot, an internal basic machine learning. So that are the new features which actually we cover that too. But all these are less than 3 to 6 months old, very new. And then those things would be covered. And future outlook too, a steady positive demand. Because let me tell you, over the last 6 years, I'm at a I was at a $400,000 package. I'm taking a small career break. I'm a self-made millionaire. Some of my friends also who are in data analysis are at a 250,000 to 300,000 package, and some of my friends in data scientists in R&D in Intel and all are at a $500,000 packages, right? So these are the future outlooks for both of them. Yes, yes, dear. Next one. Yep. So that is where we come to the salary comparison too. And always don't think, okay, I think data analyst is a little bit less, where data scientist a little bit more. Now, the amount of skills you learn in each of those is also a little bit more. So, if you are a fresher, I would recommend a proper strategy for you. First, in identifying what would be, are you a coder? Are you a business mind? How do you approach? How do you progress? So these are the highlights that I always given if you're a fresher. And we see our almost 45 to 50% of freshers. If I don't give this advice to you, then you would tell in future, hey, Dr. T did not tell this, right? So I'm telling you an openly, analyze on those 3 to 4 steps on where do you fit, and then slowly you can go proceed on that. By chance you've already experimented on little bit machine learning, hey, I did handle the code well, I think I can do even a little, you can go for the data science. But if your brain tells, hey, I'm into the fast market, I can analyze, I'm very sharp, my mom and my friends tell me I'm very sharp on the brain, so yes, right, data analyst. So these are the things. While the intermediate and senior people, definitely you can put up more challenge, and then you can secure on uh, whichever actually finds your interest as well as your previous things. Because remember this one dialogue, right? The Steve Jobs tells it doesn't actually focus, or you cannot conclude too much trying to see the future. You have to look back at the past, the connecting dots on how your brain works, a little bit business minded, a little bit innovative and R&D. Once you look back, you'd be able to tailor and go on that. Why I tell you is, once you go on that, even the starting salary seems like this, but then over the years, just 3 to 5 years, you would appreciate, hey, Dr. T did give this advice. I think I'm now at a very big package and that works for us, right? So those things. And will this program work with the Dockers and cloud technologies? Yes. For example, the cloud technologies are, these are data analysts and these are data scientists. Where do we apply these machines? We apply this in the cloud. But while we build it a complex solutions for the data scientists, they build it in the local, but then they interact with the cloud team to push it. Similarly, the data analysts uh, don't need to interact with, say, the local and the cloud, because the software itself is platform as a service. Your Word now is cloud. You don't have a software to install. It is all like cloud based, right? So those things come inside. And the last one is the factors influencing and various global variations. So the location, the experience, and then in the data scientist, a little bit of advance. And when you go for global regions and variations, you learn it in any part of the world. Data analyst and data scientist, it is in demand everywhere, globally too, right? So those things. And most of our folks are from India and the US and the UK too. So always it helps on
Sure,
the job
Tejas.
market too.
Also, I can also show them live, right? How many jobs are available, right, for these roles globally and India. I'll just quickly show them live numbers also, right? We are talking about these comparisons. Let me just quickly share
Yes.
my screen for a minute, and I'll just show you live how many jobs are actually available, in real time as well. Let's open Dice. This is a platform mostly for jobs in the US. So let's see how many data, uh, maybe like science jobs are available right now. Let's see. So it will mostly show it for, I think, mostly US. And let's see how many data science jobs are there. Oh, we can see like almost 40,000 plus jobs are there. And I think this is mostly in the US. I think you can see how many companies are hiring here. Microsoft, Vive, and a lot of other companies as well. So yeah, and this is just an example for in the US. Let me also quickly show you what is happening in India as well, right? How many jobs are available in this profile? You can see currently, as of today, we have almost 12,000 plus data science jobs. So yeah, we can see all the options here, all the companies hiring as well. So yeah, just to quickly just show you an example, I'll just go back to the screen and hand it over to Tejish here.
Yeah. So we can see over here, most of the jobs were experienced guys. No, actually, what they do is, everybody wants more experience. That is the market they put. But once you filter under the freshers or intermediate, you get the scores also. And I will tell that for freshers and for intermediate also, a lot of demand is there, because it is always proportional. You cannot always get always experienced when the technologies itself are new, right? So those advantages you guys have. So that is one thing. And then what challenges, right? Sorry, what's changing in the data science space? Some of now is the buzz AI. You must have heard everywhere AI, AI, AI. Now, how much has improved in the last 4 4 years, 4 to 5 years? The amount of work in the last 5 decades consolidated in the last 5 years. There came transformer models at one space, there came robotics, and there came a little bit of vision intelligence. Now AI is everywhere there. So widespread of the integrations of certain AI algorithms, certain AI models, some recommendation techniques, these are some new. And then even your ethical data practices. Now sharing of the data, um, the focus on what way to share and legal issues and non-legal issues. So all this, the ethical data practices also is ever concerned right now, and these are some of the latest things. We call it as data governance and compliance, those things, right? And then coming to quantum computing. Now, I got the opportunity to work with some of the project with real life in quantum computing. So it's still undergoing. Now, it is very fascinating to see that certain algorithms or complex logics would take some hours in some super machines also. But then in quantum computing, there's AWS as well as Azure space, which as a data scientist, I just have to know how to launch it and then how to work with it. And then I'm able to suddenly involve my data science skills in quantum computing. Now, that was a fascinating job there. And automations and auto ML. So in automations, the scripts, the SageMaker, or within Jupyter Notebook, also there is a couple of automated libraries and all that we can use. And then the automation of the data analysis has been ever simple, right? Those are called as data profiling, the services, right? And then interdisciplinary skills. So collaboration with your domain expert in various fields, meaning we would do a project on the finance, it would be in the cloud. We would talk with a person from the financial domain trying to understand the case scenarios, the logics and all, so that we can improve the complex solutions. While implementing it, we talk to the cloud experts. So these kind of things are the things, right? Yes, yeah. Next.
So Tidish, we have talked about career comparison of the data scientist versus data analyst roles, and you have, I think, done a great job in breaking down, these job roles as well. So now we know that these folks, from the amount of questions we have already gotten, from the folks halfway through the session. So we can clearly see that they are interested in data science or a data analyst field, and we would love to know what exactly is stopping them from becoming a data scientist or a data analyst. So let me just quickly launch a poll, and this is to understand what exactly is stopping. So this one is a multiple choice poll. You can select multiple options because there can be multiple challenges or concerns, right, when it comes to pursuing a career in data science or analyst. So yeah, I see most of you have already started responding to the poll here. You folks are pretty quick, and we are seeing amazing questions in the Q&A box. I've tried answering few. But it would be really great, to elaborate your questions for our speaker as well. So that will really help our speaker to help you out, in a much better way. So please do that. Please check out my responses. And meanwhile, let's give it 10 seconds more for the poll here. Please feel free to share through the poll. These are the four options here. I'll just read out these options for you as well. That the first one here is I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. Second one is I wouldn't get the job practical exposure. I need to become job ready. And the third one, I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And the fourth one, my work schedule won't allow me enough time for basically learning. So these are the four options. You can let us know by these options. And if these options do not cover your concern, the Q&A box is open for you. Please go and drop your questions there in the Q&A box. A lot of folks have already started doing that. And we still have time, before we move to the Q&A part of the session. So you still have time. Yeah, I see a lot of appreciation coming in the chat here, for Tejas here. So we can check out that as well. Fine. Folks, the session is not over yet. You have questions. You can. Tejas will be answering a lot of questions from the Q&A box as well. So stay tuned for that. And also, we will be also covering the program preview. And after that, take your questions as well. So, yeah. Awesome. Let's end the poll now and also share the results with you folks and our speaker here. Let's see what have you voted for. So what exactly is stopping you from becoming a data scientist or a data analyst? Let's see. 53% of you have voted for I wouldn't get the practical exposure. I need to become job ready. Fair enough. 42% of you have voted for I can't find a program with a fully comprehensive curriculum. And 20% of you have voted for I find it difficult to learn from pre-recorded videos. And 31% of you have voted for my work schedule won't allow me enough time for learning. So I think thank you so much for that. That definitely gives us and our speaker an understanding of what are the concerns or the challenges from this Q&A. And let me just quickly introduce you to the data scientist master's program. So this program is in collaboration with IBM as one of the partners, and also this program comes with a in industry and learning path. We'll be talking about the learning path in much detail in the upcoming slides. And also, I think we have gotten the highest amount of votes for I wouldn't get the practical exposure. I need to become job ready, right? So for that, we actually have interesting labs and hands-on projects for practical experience. For that, we'll be taking you through what exactly are these projects and how exactly these projects help you out, in showcasing that practical experience. I think we've gotten a few questions like that as well. Definitely a good concern to have. And also few basically votes for, you are not interested in just learning from pre-recorded videos. For that, we have a solution. We actually have the maximum amount are live virtual classrooms, but there are pre-recorded videos which actually help you with, preparing for these classes as well, covering your basics.
Yes.
So, and
And
I
one small point here, and also all of you like try to understand this. This is something created from the collaboration of some of the greatest minds in the industry. So that I told you at starting also a small hint. It is the tools that you are going to learn, but it is the industrial experts like us that are going to come and show you some secrets into how to analyze those, how to target those data, how to learn those formulas, and implement it not only in one case study or one domain. We will actually show you how did we do those, so that if any domain comes in, you will be able to understand those. Now those are itself are called as certain concentrated secret insights of the industries. So these are all infused in each submodule and electives of this, so everyone could actually be on that very, it's going to make you something very hands on ready, in fact make you an leader itself in those domains. Yes, dear.
Uh, I think we will also be covering the data analyst course, but we'll be mostly talking about the data scientist, and we'll just quickly show you the data analyst page as well, and quickly cover that as well. So you can let us know which one are you interested in. Now moving on to the next slide, talking about the IBM advantage here. So the IBM partnership comes with exclusive hackathons and Ask Me Anything sessions by IBM. You also get masterclasses by IBM itself and also industry recognized IBM certificates. I'll show you how the certificate looks like in the upcoming slide also as well. So also the list of courses we have in collaboration with IBM here for the program. This is R programming for data science and Python for data science. In this, this is the Python for data science certificate from IBM. This is how it looks like. You can see there's accreditation here by IBM. There's a scan code as well, basically. And this you can see it is certified here to John Doe, and this is what Python for data science. And you can see all the accreditations and details here as well. So yeah. So this is one of the certificates. I'll share the link towards the program in some time. You can also check out other certificates which are available as well. I see a lot of questions coming on the chat box. It will be really great if we move it to the Q&A box because we are going to miss your questions here. As you can see, there are so many questions, right? So we'll be touching these questions soon, folks. So keep the questions coming in. That's great. Also talking about the eligibility and prerequisites, I see a lot of questions if I'm eligible to take up this program, right? As it is a master's program. So let me just quickly take you through that. So you, so you need to have a basic understanding of programming concepts and mathematics. You also need to have a bachelor's degree with an average of 50% or higher marks. Also, you need basically it's preferred to have 2+ years of formal work experience. So it is not compulsory; it is preferred. If you have an experience any kind, it's definitely acts as an advantage, right? If you don't have it, it's okay, but you can still basically pursue the program as well. So, how this program prepares you? So, starting with the learning part of the program. So, Tejas, if you can take us through how this program exactly builds a learner's skills step by step in data science.
Yes.
Also,
So
we start with the orientation session and then followed by the learning part.
yes. And also, one small thing that I would like to show you guys also in a minute is it all starts from zero to hero course. Meaning, you start with either already having pre-request knowledge or you start with fresh scratch over the program. So over here, we start off with the programming essentials, the basic foundation things or the preparatory, followed by the SQL, and then followed by the Python for data science by IBM course. Now, all these are the electives. These are all the subjects. Within it, you have still further submodules. And then after the Python with data science with IBM, you have applied data science with Python, where you get in the models and everything. So here, your three different languages, your SQL, your Python, and then going now into the data science, wherein you handle a lot of source and the Python takes place over here. So here in each module, you will have not only module and projects, but also capstone projects, wherein each module itself, before you go to the data science, you will be understanding what are the key parameters, right? There are some insights like in SQL, how the columns, rows, and what to see, the diagram, how to map, or the Python, how to program functions, classes, or what all those. In the data science also, you have almost 11 secrets that we would tell. Next, into reporting and visualizations. And then in the capstone, the industry focus project, wherein we actually talk about, hey, these are all the things that we do in terms of real life project. Now, one small uh, advantage I would just show you. 1 second here. May I share the screen? So,
Sure. Let me stop
yes.
sharing this.
Ah, yes.
Please go ahead.
Yes.
Also, meanwhile, you were talking about the learning path. I see one good question here. What are the timelines for completion of these learning path as well? Basically, step by step. Is there a particular timeline, or
Yes.
that is
So
not?
each course has, say, like 4 weeks or 4 weeks to 5 weeks and all. So before we jump into the next elective, also there would be some gap for you to complete some capstone projects and all. So what happens is you will have the live classes, your weeks, and normally these are weekends. And then after, say, like 2 weeks or 3 weeks of each electives, you have a 1 week or 10 days gap before the next elective also starts. So you will have a comfortable time even if you're a working profession, followed by what you have is, if say you're late somewhere, no problem at all. You can always take time to finish that also. You can opt for maybe the next parallel batch going, take another 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do. So here, what I wanted to show is, see, we have this unique something called as skill certifications to be given. These are all the skills required that we would be putting in our resumes, the topics and covers, and all of this. And then while we design the resumes, right, all this would act as a skill covering within the illustrated electives and all. So, what would this look like is, this would look like, say, if you're a person, uh, before and after, let me just show this, right? So, I'm just showing you a small example. They would have nothing else as a skill, only few skills, experience, and college experience, or even work experience too. Immediately, they would change as some platform architect, the development, the programming, not the AWS and Azure, but the one that I showed, that is the data science part over here, right? And also, one more thing is, when we talk about the data science projects, you will see over here that we have quite a lot projects over here which you will be practicing, but more than that, you have intermediate, advanced, and all projects going on. And then each of these projects will be in the sense of, say, I'll just show you this data science capstone projects. It would be well orchestrated, meaning what is the abstract, what are the services used, and what are the project detail steps as we completed by me, and then the project delivery notes. So what will happen is we have a loop of not only one project, but we would show you how to deal with a lot of data sets from a lot of domains, so that you will solve it once we show one or two, and you will get into not only doing that but adding in your resume all these projects, right? So these are all, when someone asks, hey, I do not think like more is there, or how do I gain industry reference, and all those this. So what would happen at the end is just 30 seconds. So let me take this resume here. Mm, this is actually for the cloud, but it would be the similar. You would have your name with your data science or something, your objective. Even though you don't have experience, still you would have the certificate, the master's, which is more worth than the master's programs graduate. And then you will have the skill and the projects done, followed by like the skill certificate wherein you put for your data science part and all, and then you have will the projects. So resumes like this, apart from people coming in with normal resumes, go on and deal with a lot of uh, you know projects that you have done as R&D, the question will be not hiring you. The question will be, why should not I hire him? He's already got a lot of hands-on. So these are the things that we would be actually taking care of. Yes, dear. You may start sharing. Yes.
Thank you, Tejas, for sharing us a comparison of these resumes. That's pretty interesting for someone who's non-experienced, and how many skills they gain through the program they can add, which also Simplilearn has with. Yeah.
Yes, dear.
So should I move on to the next slide?
Yes, dear. Next slide.
Yeah, I think you've already talked about the electives. The electives here are optional. They are a part of the program, and we don't charge anything extra for these electives. Folks, this is a really good time to put down your questions about the program here in the Q&A box. Now, talking about the tools, libraries, and platforms, they'll be learning in this program as well. I think I've gotten a lot of questions about that as well.
Yes. So in the tools, library, and platforms, like I showed you on the skills, all this will be you will be learning, and it is just matter of how nicely you make your resume and what is your interest. So there'll be a lot of courses, but then we have put up the world's best minds from the data scientists and the data analysts and made all this, and especially IBM, the big players. So this all would be your skills to learn, which would secure your future for the next 20 years, right? Yes, dear. Next slide. Ah,
Yeah, also, I think we have gotten the highest amount of votes for I wouldn't get the practical experience, I need to become job ready, right? And now that
yes.
I've already shared the how do we also help with the resume and all. So now, how are these projects which are present in the program? What are these projects called? How are these projects exactly important as well? And what are the projects we have?
Yes, dear. So in the project side, like I tell you, we actually have three levels of projects because it will be a mixed batch. You might be a fresher, intermediate, or a senior person. From these three, you have a standard projects first as our capstone projects. That is to just boost your motivation. And like I tell you, the tools that we learn is one, but the experience that we pour into you is the actual secret. So because of that, you will be able to handle what batches and what type of data that comes in, how to handle it, and how to showcase your end results of building the solution or doing an analysis, either if it's data science or data analytics. That is a data analyst. So here you would understand the core secrets of handling any domain. From there, what happens? The next is your practice. We would be giving a second set or a third set of projects in three different levels according to yours, and then you can, uh, like do on that and practice. So here, what happens is because of this rigid in nature, it provides great infuses of examples to you, and you become automatically job ready and all. So those are the things.
Yeah, and also taking up these examples of projects which we have from the program, which they can choose from, and many more as well. So.
Yes. So here, like some of the projects you can see, these are just some of the most in demand, but it'll all ape the real life scenario those are coming in. And like I tell you, not only on one domain or one data set, you will be learning to know and solve in the practical the data sets coming in, the industry data. Yes.
And moving on to the learner outcomes here, I think someone has even asked the question of the program as well. I'll be touching upon that in the enrollment steps. Let me just quickly take you to the learner outcomes of the program. So, what are the alumni saying? So here, Cody Philippi says that this course has helped a lot, and it basically has understood how to prioritize important stuff for him. It also has allowed him to learn and discuss new things like data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and also, he would recommend attending Simplilearn's live classes. They give a lot of context and are 10x more helpful. And moving on to the next one, Tariq Belgasem here shares that the trainers are very professional and friendly, and they have good knowledge of AI/ML and have helped me a lot at the beginning of the course, as I was completely new to it. And after this course, he has learned about the various advancements in the field of AI/ML, and he is now recognized as a subject matter expert in AI/ML by his organization. I think I would like to highlight one of the questions, Tejish. I think we have gotten few questions that will you also be taking these cohorts or classes as well? So they are interested
Yes.
also to know about that.
Yes,
So
yeah. I actively involved with me and our team too. So we all are the same thing. We have the internal train the trainers also. So we all match our equal things.
Oh, nice.
And actually, there are a couple of people who are senior than me too, with almost 22 years experience and all. So they would also be involved. Yeah.
Oh, great, great. Yeah, awesome. Jamil Aman here says that he has an incredible journey completing his master's certificate in data scientist, and friends, faculty members, community support encouraged him to complete this achievement. And he has learned multiple scripting languages, and he has expanded his knowledge in statistics, data management, visualization, and machine learning through IBM and Simplilearn. Sayanta Burman, one of the alumni, is also sharing his success stories here. Says that the entire content was very well organized and he got sufficient practical exposure through the live sessions and projects, and the course had more implementation than the theoretical part, which helps understand various concepts better. This also has helped him in applying data science in to his current role of a traffic engineer. And then there are thousands of more such success stories. Let me do one thing. Let me just quickly summarize what all we have covered. Let me do one thing. Let me just take you to the program page directly and also share the program page links with you as well. So yeah, let me just quickly take that link up and open it. Just a second. Yes. So I'm going to open the program page. All the things we have covered, just to summarize, at the end of it all, what all things you're getting from this program. So just to summarize that, and if we have some time, we can also quickly just browse through the data analyst one pages, like on the program page
Yes.
itself. So because you've already covered a lot of things here. So yeah, let me just quickly open the program page. I'll also share the link. Just give me a second. So yeah, we have covered all the things about this data scientist master's program. And you can see that it is basically you can earn a recognized data scientist certification to boost your career. You can learn Python, SQL, machine learning, generative AI, and Tableau, and also work on real world projects by using industry aligned tools. You also will be earning IBM certificates and benefits from masterclasses by IBM expert. Because this master's program is in collaboration with IBM, you can see there are almost 35,000 plus learners and has a really good rating of 4.4 and out of 5. And also, you basically can check out these all the things we have covered. This is how the certificate will look like from Simplilearn. And you can see this is accredited for the master's program for data scientist. Your name will be here. And also the IBM certificates, which I've already shown you. There will be one more here. And yeah, these are all the details. You can see the learning path here. I can see the 15 plus skills covered here on the program, and also 14 plus tools covered in the program as well. I think we have already shed light on some of the most important
Yes.
tools. Also
And
industry.
one more small info, dear. So all of you just imagine yourself. Okay, imagine yourself. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years, or where do you see yourself in the next 6 months? Now, learning this program is one thing, but I showed you the resume and the skills and the portfolio,
Mhm.
right? Look at your resume. Where do you want to put it? You
Yeah.
can learn and put yourself, but what is the difference when some industry experts come and teach you that experience or teach you certain things, or prepare you that structured resume in which every week you complete this and all? How much would your resume improve? And from there, how do you apply? So those are the main things that adds as an advantage. Just think, right?
Yeah. I
Yes, dear.
think
You may
it's
continue.
good to have like a vision also, right? It's really good actually. It's really helpful. And also industry-based projects. I think we have already covered what are the projects and how exactly are these projects helpful in showcasing their practical experience. You also get a job assistant service from Simplilearn as well. I am Jobs Pro membership for 6 months for free. Resume building assistance to create a powerful resume. I think we have covered a comparison as well. This is shown how your basically profile changes completely through this program. And so
Yes.
many skills you add, tools you add, expertise you add, projects you worked on you add. And also, once you're done, you also get spotlight on the IM jobs through the IM Pro membership, which basically highlights your profile to the recruiters. You can also go and check out the recent industry trends, what's going on in the industry, how many jobs are there. I think we have already shown you the US and the India one. I know you have folks have joined globally. I couldn't show for all of them, but definitely like you can definitely go to this page and check out, and also the companies which are hiring. I think we saw a lot of companies through the job post we have shown you. but also Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Adobe, Google, and Apple, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs is one of the top companies which are hiring. And then batch profiles, have interestingly consisted of diverse industries like IT, BFSI, software product, pharma, healthcare, retail, and companies, as you can see, from Amazon, EY, Fidelity, and Accenture, many of them in the company's part. Again, like I covered learner reviews, and yeah, basically, you can check out the financing options here as well. I think someone has asked me if there are any financing options available. So yeah, we do have that. We have it for different regions. For that, once I share the link with you, you can open it and also basically quickly go and check out the fee as well for basically the program here.
And
Also,
also,
yeah.
one thing here, I would just like to tell this as a motivation. I've spent almost close to 1 crore, that is almost close to $100,000 on PhD and MS, and
Oh,
I'm feeling so uh, happy that a lot of people, great minds, put the minds together to design this course, and then somewhere a little jealousy also, but I feel more happy as a mentor that it is reaching out to everyone with so little cost. A lot of things are there because my entire data engineering, the 2 years or 1.5 year of PhD was most of these things and even lesser than these things. And then I see so many skills and so many things while we design this. We kept in mind what we lost and what we want you to win. So always remember that these courses actually are more than the master's graduate program, and your key skill and your resume is the proof. By chance, any interviewer asks, "Hey, you are not done MS or PhD," you show your resume. Hey, these are my skills. These are my things. These are my R&D projects. Now what's up? And they'll be like, "Okay, fine. You're hired," right? So always remember that too. Yes, dear.
thank you so much for sharing that, Tijesh. And also, we also have online convocation here, where you cannot just only invite your closest friends or relatives. You can also invite your far relatives, family members, and all that. Makes it very special, right? And also, it's a global program, so you'll be seeing a lot of diverse global crowd here. Alumni set of basically members here in this program, who you can be a part of a community as well. I think one of the alumni also shared in the community support he got to basically achieve this certificate. So now we would love to know your interest in enrolling into the data science master's program. And I'm just launching a quick poll here which says yes or no. You can share your interest by just responding yes to the poll if you would like to enroll into the program. I've just quickly launched the program poll here, sorry. And you can just respond by yes if you would like to share your interest towards enrollment. And I'll just give it 10-15 seconds for the poll. And I'll also share the link towards the program on the chat here, where I have just covered, right? You can save it. I'll just show you again where you can go and download the syllabus as well. I'll just quickly show you. So when the link which I've shared in the chat here, first of all, you can check out the fee for your own region. I'll share the fee here, but it will not cover all the regions, right? So you can share it, basically check it for your own region as well. And if you're looking for financing options, you can also do that as well. You can check out what are the options available. Even after this, once you share your interest towards enrollment as yes on the poll which is launched, well, not only on the chat, I hope, because that is how we can reach out to you. So on the poll, please make sure to go and respond as yes if you like to enroll. And folks who are watching us live on our YouTube channel, you also can enroll. What you can do is on the YouTube live chat box, you can see on the top, it says Data Science Masters, and you can just click on that, and it will take you to the same program page which I'm on right now. And yeah, you can fill in your few details here and like your email, phone number, and basically, let us know when do you want us to reach out as well. So you can download a syllabus from here. Folks who are basically, sharing their interest towards enrollment, please basically download the syllabus for your reference later. For this will really help you in case you have any questions. And also, folks who are watching us, after basically we're done with the webinar on YouTube, you can also click on the description, and you on the top you will see the link towards the program similarly. And same process will be followed. I'll share the enrollment steps quickly, and then we will move on to the Q&A part. Tejish, we have extended our time a little bit. Is that okay with you? We can take 5 more minutes if that's
Yes, dear.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
dear. No issues.
Awesome. Maybe we can start addressing few questions as well, if you'd like.
Yes.
We have a lot of questions. Let me see. If you find an interesting question, definitely we can answer as well. Let me know.
Yes, yeah. Yep. Already answered around 22 questions. I'm
Oh,
still answering. Yes, I'm actively. And also others, if like very important questions, anything you can post in the chat box too, I'll see. I'm 40 plus with 10 years now. How can this program help me? So this is called as so one participant is 40 years plus, 10 years experience. He has programming background. Now he is doing a career transition. Now while doing a career transition, he has to choose data analyst or data scientist is his role. When he upgrades his skill in the industry, in his case, they want a senior person to manage the team as well as have the knowledge. So with his various and variety of industry experience and now his skills of handling the data science, he'll be able to have a much more broader opportunities in the job as well as his skills are also increased. He would himself feel happy doing the latest jobs as well as the incoming data and the modern, the cloud technologies or e-commerce or finance, various data he would be able to handle and understand. So it is a dual benefit for both of them. But here in his case, it is a career transition. And then, okay, so front-end developer, good to go data analyst or data scientist. Now, for a front-end developer, it is a different technology that is full stack. So I think with full stack, you can slowly go ahead with data analyst first, because if you go into data scientist, then it would make you again a superhero, but you can take a transition from data analyst and then go to data science. So that would be, yes.
sure. Tejas, so sorry to interrupt you. I'll just quickly also end the poll. I will continue the Q&A. Meanwhile, you can, keep
Mm,
addressing them on the Q&A box.
yes.
So folks, last 10 seconds for the poll here. I see a lot of you have already, shared your response, basically to enroll. I see a lot of response towards enrollment. That's
Mm,
great. So you can basically take 10 more seconds for a few of the folks who are still thinking about it. Have a question, put down a question in the Q&A box.
mm,
We'll address them. So right now you can basically let us know on the basically poll if you are interested in enrolling to the data scientist master's program. So
mm.
last 10 seconds for the poll here. And I'll close this poll and quickly move on to the enrollment steps and the Q&A, because we have exceeded the session just to address a lot of your queries. And so we just need few more minutes to basically close the session. So folks who are also waiting for the webinar certificate, just wait for like 5 more minutes or so, maybe like 10 more, and we will basically try to sum it up. Tejas has already started answering your questions in the Q&A box. But as we have some very high attendance, we also have like a lot of questions, and we're trying to address as many as possible as well. If there are repetitive questions, we can answer it as well and summarize it as well. Tejas. Awesome.
Yes.
Last 5 seconds for the poll here. Um, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Folks responding yes on the YouTube live chat box. I've told you that you can click on the live chat box on the top and you will see the link towards enrollment. You can share your enrollment interest there. And if you're watching it later, you can also click on the YouTube live description and also share your interest towards enrollment, similarly through the link on the top. Enrollment steps, quickly, let me just take you through that as well. So there are 3 simple, easy steps you'll have to basically follow for enrollment. Step one here is you'll have to submit an application at apply at ask us at simplilearn.net. I'll share that email ID on the chat. Step two here will be application will be going for review based on the eligibility and the criteria I've shared. In case you have missed it, in case you don't remember it, I will share it once again on the chat here. You can go and check out basically all the details in this page. So save this link because I see a lot of you have shared interest towards enrollment. So saving this link will be really helpful. As I mentioned, you can download the syllabus while you're enrolling into the program. If you have any questions, you can ask it to our learning consultants. And step three here is admissions offer will be sent to you from Simplilearn for basically an onboarding into the program. And the cohort here is actually flexible. You can find even right now, if you go and open the link which I've shared on the chat, you will find multiple cohorts which you can choose from. As this is a master's program, we completely understand that folks actually might be, experienced professions, most of them, who actually take up these master's program. Or they might have some kind of commitment as well. So basically, that is why there are flexible cohort options available. So you can check out what is the next most upcoming latest cohort and enroll on that basis as well. Or you can mention that to our learning consultants, referring to that as well. And let me just quickly share the fee here as well. I think we've gotten a few questions about that. So for basically ROW candidates, the fee here is 1,449 USD dollars. And for Indian candidates, it is 57,000 INR, including GST. And a few questions about financial options. So yes, we do have that. You can basically opt for EMI installments. We have few partnerships, in regions. You can check out for your own region if you click on the link which I've shared on the chat right now, and it will take you to the basically program page and the fee option, and you can see what are the options available. You can mention the same to the learning consultants from Simplilearn when they get in touch with you based on the interest you have already shared. And also, even after the webinar, if you need any assistance, you can reach out to us at askus@simplilearn.net. Also, meanwhile, you are checking out the cohort, you will notice that we do have limited seats available. So the batches, I think the current one are almost filled. So if you're looking for basically joining the cohort which you see on the program page, you can basically take up that as well. So moving on to the Q&A part quickly, Tejas, I think you have managed to answer a lot of questions already. I can see in the Q&A and during the poll as well. So I think I know
Yes,
that
dear.
we have exceeded the time by a bit. So maybe we can just take up like I see a lot of repetitive questions. So maybe we can
Mm.
take up few questions which
So
will be
few
helpful.
questions, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Few question which was repeating between a lot is that industry experience. So like I promised, the scenarios and everything are very cleanly put. The solutions and all, after teaching you the skills, the mentors, including me and others, would actually deliver some secret insights to you in which you can handle various datas and various job scenarios comfortably. So that is what is called as industry experience and handling any data set from any domain. So that is one point. And the second question also I see is, um, what do you say, like the little confused between data analyst or data science. They come from various backgrounds and various things. Now understand three types of things happen if you are a fresher. You are going into a job, so that is applying for a new job as a fresher, like less than 2 years. And then the next one is career transition. If you're a senior person in another domain, or at least if you're at least 1 to 2 years in another domain and you come back here to data science, you want to transition, that is called as career transition. The next one is um, career extension, meaning you might be in a very older domain like mainframes or servers or on premises, and you want to acquire this data science so that you can apply new machine learning AI algorithms. So three of this case, by doing the program, you gain the skill, you increase your resume, you get hands-on experience, you understand the secret insights, how to handle any data sets, with you trying to do a career transition or get into a new job. So here we 100% promise you on making you a new version of yourself in the data science as well as the data analytics. I know there might be a lot of resources in the internet, but experience is something which you cannot buy or you cannot see. It should only be taught to you by someone who has those experience. And the last one simple question is regarding generative AI and AI. Yes, AI will not replace any data science, data analytic, or any job, but a person using AI will replace that job. Meaning, we have an elective as generative AI also. How do we use Gen AI for a little bit boosting our process of data analytics and data science also? So, how do we increase our productivity? If you see one person who's very productive, definitely understand he is doing some business intelligence skills, and then he's using some generative AI. If you don't keep up to him, you will lose your job to him. If there's a rough time, AI will not replace jobs. People using AI or people with good skills, like how we learn over here, will replace other jobs. So you only have to be competitive. Okay, this is a very competitive world. My clean suggestion is, if you have the accessibility, please try to select what skill you want to upgrade. Just vision yourself where you want to be in the next 6 months or 3 years. So strategize and make some decisions, the answers will automatically come. The world will conspire you to make you the better, improved self of yourself, right? So these are the things. Yes, dear.
Thank you so much, Tidish. Thank you so much. I think folks have been waiting for these, answers from you. And yeah, it was an amazing session. And just quickly tell them, if they want to basically share the certificate of participation, which now, when I end the session, you will see a post-webinar survey. And in that, it will ask you what is your full name. We will need the data in order to send you the certificate for the session. So please do that. I know a lot of you folks are waiting for that. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for staying a little extra because we wanted to address, your queries from the Q&A box. And I hope you liked the session. Let us know on the chat, if you have any comment for our speaker. How did you like the session? And you can also let us know on the post-webinar survey as well. There'll be one option to basically suggest a feedback or anything you have to say about the session. So please do that. Now, basically, this is how the certificate will look like, and you can share the certificate which you will receive within 24 to 48 hours over your mail. And you can tag Simplilearn handle, you can share a certificate, showcase your achievement, showcase that you're attending such a latest training webinar, you're staying up to date with what's going on. And you can tag our expert Tejesh Siva Subramani. I think a few of the folks have already followed you as well. So please do tag him. And this is just an example of, one of the attendees who had shared among a lot of them. And they're networking with folks, they're connecting with new people. And you can also find folks who have attended the webinars by just following the hashtag simply grow. So you can do that. I've shared that on the chat, and follow the same thing, like you can share your insights, screen grabs using the hashtag simply grow. So please do that. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for a wonderful session, Tejish. It
Yes, dear.
was a pleasure hosting you and even listening to you. And I think we can see from the appreciation we are getting on the chat as well from the folks for you. Would love to know, like, how was your experience and what would you like to say something to them before we end the session?
Yes, dear.
Yeah, I was saying that would
Uh,
love to know what was your experience and if you
yes,
like
dear.
to say something to them. Yeah,
Okay.
before we end the session.
Yes, yes. Your voice broke little. So thank you for having me, all of you. Like I tell, we are on a small mission. I personally had a lot of degrees, and you guys acquiring a lot of skills with all these programs is very advantageous for you. Just remember, you're not only you, your entire uh, situation, circumstance, everything will happen to good if you upskill yourself. And not only you, your surrounding, family members, friends, everyone will see and appreciate you. So thank you for having me. And over here, this is one of the very good course, and I highly recommend all of you select which one suits you, and then you can go forward to upgrading your skill, because upgrading your skill is never an option. It is just by choice. Who is better in strategizing and who will have a better career in ahead, right? So plan your future well, and all the best, all of you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Sudesh. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for the appreciation on the chat here. Now I'll end the session and you will see the post-webinar survey pop up on the screen. And please fill your name there and let us know if you have any suggestions or how did you like the session there as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Have a good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. So thank